is inconsequential for me. I mean, we were going to use as much personnel as necessary to give the families in Oxford the closure that they need. And it's a very, very tragic incident that really has touched not just this community, not just this state, but this country. I mean, we're tired of this. I mean, this is awful.
Is this an abandoned building? Or?
It's not an abandoned building. It's a commercial building, and I believe they do a lot of art and artwork in this building.
Was there
Were
any
you
indication
surprised that they
that
were here? It just seems.
Gotcha.
Were you surprised that they were here?
Certainly. I mean, I'm surprised that they're here, but I'm not surprised at the work that the men and women of this department did to get them out of this building and in custody safely. So very happy with that.
Can you talk about your officers? I mean, your officers have done so many amazing things recently, and this is just another thing that you guys are really doing.
Policing excellence. I could not be prouder. I say it every time. I've been back as chief now 6 months, and they never fail to amaze me. The professionalism that they exhibit on a day in and day out basis, policing excellence, and what they did here tonight is just an example of that. Very, very
When
proud.
you say they were in distress, without getting into what they said, because I know can you just describe more of that? Were they crying? Was there what was going on?
I mean, one of them, head down, had a hoodie on, and just very upset. I mean, as you can imagine, I mean, it's hard to paint the picture. Just very distressed in light of being taken into custody and hiding in this building.
The investigation into the school shooting incident at Oxford High School, which occurred on November 30th, 2021, has revealed that James Crumbley purchased a Sig Sauer 9mm model SP 2022 from Acme Shooting Goods in Oxford, Michigan on November 26, 2021. A store employee confirms that Ethan Crumbley was present with James at the time of the purchase. Per statute, James Crumbley completed ATF Form 5309A. On or about November 26, 21, Ethan Crumbley's social media posts reveal photos of the semi-automatic handgun, along with the caption, "Just got my new beauty today," including an emoji with hearts, "Sig Sauer 9mm. Any questions I will answer," end quote. Subsequent to the purchase of that weapon, one of Jennifer Crumbley's social media posts on about 11/27/21 read, quote, "Mom and Sunday testing out his new Christmas present," end quote. On November 21st, 21, a teacher at the Oxford High School observed Ethan Crumbley searching ammunition on his cell phone during class and reported the same to school officials. Jennifer Crumbley was contacted via voicemail by school personnel regarding that son's inappropriate internet search. School personnel indicate they followed that voicemail up with an email but received no response from either parent. Thereafter, Jennifer Crumbley exchanged text messages about the incident with her son on that day, stating, quote, "LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn not to get caught," end quote. On November 30th, 21, the morning of the shooting, the next day, Ethan Crumbley's teacher came upon a note on Ethan's desk, which alarmed her to the point that she took a picture of it on her cell phone. The note contained the following: a drawing of a semi-automatic handgun pointing at the words, quote, "The thoughts won't stop, help me," end quote. In another section of the note was a drawing of a bullet with the following words above that bullet, quote, "Blood everywhere," end quote. Between the drawing of the gun and the bullet is a drawing of a person who appears to have been shot twice and bleeding. Below that figure is a drawing of a laughing emoji. Further down the drawing are the words, quote, "My life is useless," end quote. And to the right of that are the words, quote, "The world is dead," end quote. As a result, James and Jennifer Crumbley were immediately summoned to the school. A school counselor came to the classroom and removed the shooter and brought him to the office with his backpack. Counselor obtained the drawing, but the shooter had already altered it. The drawings of the gun and the bloody figure were scratched out along with the words, "Help me," and "My life is useless." "The world is dead," and "Blood everywhere." Those were all altered by him. At the meeting, James and Jennifer Crumbley were shown the drawing and were advised that they were required to get their son into counseling within 48 hours. Both James and Jennifer Crumbley failed to ask their son if he had his gun with him or where his gun was located, and failed to inspect his backpack for the presence of the gun, which he had with him.